Wait, don't scroll. If you feel stuck, if people don't believe in you, if your dream feels too big to even start, then this story might change something inside you. Because today, you're going to realize something simple. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to take the first step. Once, there was a boy named Ethan. He was 17 years old, and he lived in a small, dry town in California. This wasn't the kind of place you dream about. The land was cracked, the fields were empty. There were no trees, no shade, no life. The sun burned every single day. Water was scarce. People didn't talk about dreams anymore. They just tried to survive. Ethan's father worked hard selling vegetables in the market, but growing them was a struggle. The soil was too dry, too stubborn. No matter how hard he tried, crops barely survived. At home, Ethan's mother carefully saved every drop of water. Sometimes she would reuse the same water twice. That's how valuable it was. Life wasn't just difficult. It felt heavy. But Ethan was different. He had a dream, a crazy dream. He wanted to make his town green again. When he shared his idea, people laughed. "This land is dead. Nothing grows here anymore. You're wasting your time, kid." Even his friends didn't support him. "Be realistic, Ethan." That hurt, more than he expected. One evening, Ethan sat outside his house. The sky was glowing orange as the sun was setting. But inside, he felt empty. "Why does nobody believe in me?" he whispered. For the first time, even he started doubting himself. His mother came and sat beside him. She didn't say anything at first. She just held his hand, then softly said, "Ethan, great things always start small." He looked at her. She smiled gently. "Don't wait for others to believe. You believe first, then others will follow." That moment changed something inside him. Not loudly, but deeply. The next morning, Ethan woke up early, before the sun got harsh, before the world started judging again. He picked up a small bag of seeds and walked to the edge of the town. There was an empty piece of land there, dry, forgotten, ignored. He knelt down, dug a small hole with his hands, placed one seed inside, covered it carefully, poured a little water. Then he looked at the ground and whispered, "This is just the beginning." Days passed. Nothing happened. Weeks passed. Still nothing. The land looked exactly the same, dry, silent, unchanged. Doubt came back. Maybe they were right. Maybe this won't work. But this time, he didn't stop. Every day, one seed, a little water, a little hope. No one watching, no one supporting, no results, just effort. Then one morning, something changed. Ethan walked to the land like always, but this time, he noticed something small, very small. A tiny green sprout breaking through the dry soil. His heart raced. He couldn't believe it. It worked. He ran home. "Mom, Dad, you have to see this." They followed him. When they saw the sprout, his mother's eyes filled with tears. His father smiled proudly. "I'm proud of you, son." That one small plant changed everything. News spread in the town. People came to see. Some were surprised. Some still doubted. One man said, "It's just one plant. Let's see how long it survives." But this time, Ethan didn't care. Because now, he had proof. Soon a few kids came up to him. "Can we help you?" Ethan smiled. "Of course." From that day, a small group formed. They planted together, watered together, worked together. They laughed, they made mistakes, they learned together. Slowly, hope started growing. Weeks turned into months. 10 plants, 30 plants, 50 plants. The empty land was no longer empty. Green started appearing. Life started returning. Then came summer, and it was brutal. The sun became unbearable. Plants started drying, leaves turned yellow. Some plants died. Ethan stood there, watching his hard work fade. "All of this is dying," he said quietly. His friends looked discouraged. "Maybe we should stop." For a moment, everything felt lost. But Ethan wiped his tears. "No, we are not stopping." Instead of quitting, he learned. He read books. He studied water conservation. He learned about mulching, about protecting soil, about saving moisture. Then he came back with a plan. They covered soil with dry leaves, watered plants early morning, protected weak plants from harsh sunlight. Slowly, plants started surviving again. 1 year later, that empty land became a garden. More than 200 plants. Some had grown into small trees. Birds started coming back. The air felt cooler. People couldn't believe it. The same people who laughed now respected him. 2 years later, the garden became a forest. More than 1,000 trees. Rainfall improved. Soil became fertile. Farmers started growing crops again. The town was changing. And it all started with one boy and one decision. Years passed. Ethan became known across many towns. He started something called the One Seed movement. He traveled. He taught people. He inspired thousands. Millions of trees were planted. But whenever people praised him, he smiled and said, "I didn't do anything big. I just planted the first seed." Now think about your life. What is that one thing you've been delaying? Starting a business? Learning a skill? Working on your dream? You don't need everything figured out. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to start. Because one step becomes a journey. One action becomes a habit. One seed becomes a forest. So today, don't wait. Start small. Start scared. But start. If this story touched you, like this video. Share it with someone who needs this. Subscribe to Aspired Minds. And remember, your one small step can change everything. Now go, plant your first seed.